You're allowed to see.
57.
You're allowed to see.
300 seats.
Let's start over here. I'm gonna get ready. Oh, wait a minute. So this is the Jeep Renegade. It's our entry into the small SUV category. And I recently was talking with Mark Allen, who is the head of the Jeep design back in Michigan. And he said that when they were all working on this vehicle, it was the most fun they'd ever had. They had a blast with it. They really wanted to keep a lot of Wrangler characteristics in this vehicle. Wrangler, you get in a Wrangler and you're already having fun just sitting in the seat. So they made the front end very vertical. And the roof, tried to get a flat roof like the Wranglers. They even lowered the belt line so they can have Wrangler-esque windows. So they paid a lot of attention to that. The vehicle was inspired by rogue sports. You know, the kind of sports that you don't want your kids to do. Hence the name Renegade. And it makes me think of the interior. There's some great interior colors and things. And one of them was inspired by a base jumper and the suit they wore, like oranges, browns, and tans. And I don't know if it's this one. This one kind of shows you that. But they had a picture when they showed it to us of the base jumper jumping off the mountain, and he had the colors of the suit, and then you saw the interior of the Renegade. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So anyway, they just had a lot of fun with it. It is, you might notice that it has a lot of these little, there's a lot of what we call little Easter eggs on our, especially on our Jeep vehicles, but they're on all vehicles. You'll see like a little Jeep grill in the headlights. There's a little like, 1941 Jews following up the windshield, but they're things that we do so that when someone buys the vehicle, one of the vehicles, as they have it and they start looking around, they find these little Easter eggs. It's kind of fun. It's very exciting. There's also use of an X around the vehicle. That comes from the X that was on the World War II gas cans that they used. So you'll see a lot of X's that are hidden. But there, I mean, you can spend a long time looking at it. This one has probably more Easter eggs than any of the vehicles. So it just has fun. I can see why they said it was their most fun vehicle to work on, because they had it. This one has 1.4 liter turbo as well, and then the 2.1. We're still waiting on fuel economy numbers. It'll be more than 30 for both of those engines. It is available with a 6-speed manual and a 9-speed automatic, so again, good fuel economy. Inside, when I talked about the colors and things, a lot of Easter eggs inside too, if you have to poke around. Again, with the use of the orange carried out from the outside, it has another great radio with all the state-of-the-art features. And this is a Trailhawk model. This is the one that you can take off-road. And there's a little Jeep Select Train knob right here in the center of the console. And that will allow you to go from like auto, sport, rock, mud, that sort of thing. Snow, I think, is one of them. The Trailhawk gets the rock mode because you can do some serious off-road. I just did some serious off-road in this vehicle, and it amazed me. When we launched the last generation Grand Cherokee, we did it at Hollister Hills out in California. It's this off-road park, and so we went back there to showcase this vehicle. And even the ride in, the last 5 miles into the off-road course is riddled with potholes, and I'm driving this thing like, oh my gosh, it's so smooth. It really surprised me. Then we got into the off-road course, and we had 2 courses set up. One was a big hill that you climbed way up, and then you stared down at the top, and It's just straight down. And you just hit on this little, on the select train, you hit the hill descent mode, take your feet off of the pedals and things, and it just creeps down the hill. It's just amazing. And then you segue over into the other course that is just littered with all these big rocks and things, and you're looking ahead and you're like, okay, I've done that in a Wrangler, but in this, did it with no problem. It was a lot of fun. So next year, I think we're gonna have one of those on Camp Jeep. So anyway, again, safety, loaded with safety features on this vehicle as well. You can get it in front-wheel drive and or 4x2 and 4x4. It does have the rear axle disconnect if you get the 4x4, so you can save in the fuel economy when you don't need the 4x4. This vehicle goes on sale shortly. I'm trying to think of pricing. Let me check. I'm not sure if we... Oh, we did. Entry level is $17,995. What else have I done? Oh, tow package, 2,000 pounds. You want to tow something behind it. Anybody have any questions?
When is it available, did you say?
I want to say it's available. Let me see if I put that up front. Hold on. It should be really, really soon. Maybe I can put it at the top. Hold on. Nope, I didn't mention it. But you typically, after we do a launch of a vehicle, you'll see it in showrooms maybe a month later or so. So soon.
Is this considered a 2016 here?
This is a 2015 actually. The 500X that we showed you was 2016. So this one, yeah, this one's just about ready to go. And again, there's a lot of personalization with this vehicle too. And if you do have time, just kind of look around, poke around. Oh, one thing that is kind of cool about Crestec. See, if I stay here long enough, I'll remember. There's a big X on the top, huge X on the top of that. There's two panels here. They actually will slide back. You hit the button and they'll slide back. But you can also, with a special key, stick the key in, turn it, and you can pop them out. Take them out, and then it's not going to work. There's like a little, everything's shut down. There's no power to it. But in the bag, we call it like the pizza case. It's this huge, you lift up the floor of the cargo area, and there's this big pizza pad, and they slide right in there. Both of them will fit in there. So you can, I mean, Wrangler was all about open air freedom. So the freedom top on this one, the same thing. You can take it off, and it's real. I actually, with the tops, I'm like, well, let me try it. Because sometimes you're like, I can't do that, but yeah. So this one is really easy. It pops right out, and it goes in the back. So there's just, I had so much fun just looking at every little thing. So I invite you to step up if you're interested. And how much time do we have? Because if you have extra time, if you've never, we do have a little extra time. If you've never taken a ride on Camp Jeep, you got to do it. You done it? You have to do it. I told them they're waiting for you. Camp Jeep is it's a way for consumers to kind of see some of the extreme testing that we put Jeeps through. I mean, when Jeeps go over the Rubicon Trail, you're just like, no, I remember the first time I went over the Rubicon Trail in a Jeep, I'm like, what? You want me to do that? And it crawls right over it. So that will test for things like stability, traction, maneuverability, a bunch of different things that we put the Jeeps through. And there's a new thing called the Trail Rated Pass. Lots of times when you're off-roading, you might not know it when you're inside the vehicle, but people that are outside can see that two of the wheels are off the ground. And you're crawling over these rocks, and you got two on the ground, and the others are like going like this. And that over on the right is the Trail Rated Pass that you need to look at it and watch your vehicle go across, and then get in it and see what it feels like. That's kind of fun.
Teetering.
Jeep Mountain, when you're at the top of that thing, you're like 18 feet off the ground. That's pretty cool. There's simulated fallen logs that you have to cross over there. But actually, one of my favorite things over there is the wedge, because it doesn't look like anything. It's like a 30-degree wedge. When you've done it, you've done it, of course you've done it. When you're going at it like this, and when you crawl up on that, if you're the passenger, you're like way down here. It is the weirdest sensation, and it's totally stable, showing you stability. It's amazing. That's worth it. You can do that in a couple minutes. So, yeah, if you're down there, sometimes I've seen them switch the wedge where you're opposite, but it's better if you're the passenger and you're on that low side. It's a lot of fun. And I think that Buick's at 10:30, so you have time to go on kimchi. Also, I have press kits if you're interested. So, I have a press kits for. These are the press kits for the 500X. Of course, little X, and there's your press kit. Awesome. Sorry, this is not fancy. It's just a plastic bag. And then I have Chrysler 300. And then this one's kind of interesting. This is our 2015.